We got to Canada. I set up my studio. It was going really well, but then I went to the dentist. From the outside, this place looked fine.
The basement is riddled with mold.
I got something going on and it might be contagious.
Rents are spiraling out of control and life is becoming unbearable for tenants.
We have to change our life dramatically and pretty soon.
I love helping people realize their dreams. So we're building a Storybook Inn and a community art space. We are using the power of play to airlift us out of hell. Because when the slumlords go low, we go high fantasy.
In the 2 years since Tristan and Lou moved to Canada, mold, electrical hazards, and a neglectful landlord have made their rental home into a battleground. And in this crucial time, as they fight to get out of a hazardous house so they can prove their worth to the immigration office, a fateful trip to the dentist changed the direction of their lives, and maybe their future. But today, Tristan is just trying to keep his creative work afloat.
Yeah. Right now I am making props from my printable game so that I can go and hide them in the park for the local children who may or may not speak English. It is a printed home game of fairy letters, basically, but they're called Wisplings, and mini quests that they give you, and you print out the letters, make the little props that I designed. I hand drew or painted. I have hand-drawn instructions for every single bit of crafting that you'd have to do. And then you leave them out for your finder. Ideally ages 8 to 12, but does not have to be. It is inclusive. These are based on the kind of things that my mom used to do for me and my siblings when we were kids. One of the first times I lost a tooth, my mom set up this whole encounter for me when I woke up. She painted footprints on the windowsill to make it look like two fairies had been fighting over my tooth. And she put a little gift in the middle of a flower petals. About 30 minutes after I woke up, there was this jingling, tinkling bell sound. I looked up and there was a wind chime and chimes hanging from a little basket, and the basket was full of little quarters. I believe this was my first tooth. It was pretty incredible, and I never forgot anything like that she ever did. That pretty much created a monster, but a whimsical one. This isn't good. That's what I was getting before.
A crisis may be brewing just under the surface, so Tristan prepares for the worst, with whimsy. When he can't film, stream, or craft, the printable prop designs that he and Lou make together could still put food in the pantry. So Tristan focuses on releasing his printable game of tiny letters and mini quests while he still can.
Oh no, you quick, turn the camera off, they'll make fun of me. Man, I got a haircut like a president, and that's
With a QR code on each letter for players to submit comments, discoveries, and photos, the final playtest is in motion.
I am going to be the local wizard. I'm claiming that status right now.
And it turns out they finished it just in time.
On our way to the dentist. Thank you very much, everybody who donated to the GoFundMe so far. I will bet you anything that there's a infection going on.
Yeah. Hopefully not your spike tooth.
Well, it's always the spike too.
It's always the
Pardon the TMI here, but do you see this? It really hurts. The only time I have ever had this is when that dental infection almost killed me 6 months ago or so. My teeth. Man, that's a wild one. When I first got here, I was in a better position to go to the dentist. He said I needed work done on just about every tooth. So over the course of 3 or so excruciating months, he would work on 5 teeth in one sitting, 2 teeth and a root canal. They were really intense and they were not gentle either. Months of that and I'm just knocked out all the time. And the work is butchery. I didn't know it at the time. He stabbed holes through my tooth into my gum. That got severely infected. Like a chunk of my jawbone was destroyed because of the infection that caused. That's one tooth. And then the tooth above it, he drilled so far up into my sinuses that there's a permanent spike of dental material protruding and pushing up into my sinuses, and that causes headaches, days of being knocked out. And inside that tooth, he left cotton dressing, which could go septic and kill you. My mouth had lesions in it from this infection. When there's an abscess, which also there was an abscess, that specific kind of infection can spread to your face, the soft tissues of your face. And boy, did it. Within weeks, it had just exploded. I couldn't hold a thought. It was some of the most painful, facial swelling condition. It was ungodly, unlike anything I have ever experienced in my life before or since. Every time I go back to get new x-rays, there's new decay under more of his work. And sometimes his fillings just fall out of my mouth. They just fall right out. Like those nightmares that you have where your teeth crumble out of your face. I got to live those for the cost of thousands and thousands of Canadian dollars I had to pay to get this work done. So I don't know. I really think that I was lucky last time that it didn't spread to my brain, so I'm a bit... Yep. And now, a word from our sponsors.
I'm sewing sketchbooks today because they're expensive and I can't afford to keep up with my drawing habit. And I have been doing a lot of gestural studies with some friends remotely and online, and I wanted to give them some examples of how to save money on art supplies by sewing your own sketchbooks. When I was a kid, my parents used to buy me the cheapest sketchbooks, which was often a newsprint paper, which was great for me. I really liked it. And I would just rip through these sketchbooks so fast. And so my dad ended up bringing home a lot of paper from his office when he was working office jobs, because it was cheap, it was free from work. And that's what I used to draw. I used to just draw on those sheets of paper, and I still kind of do that sometimes. So sewing my own sketchbooks is a way to keep it together. I think that a lot of artists, we get roped into the idea that to make sketchbooks they have to be glued and hand sewn and detailed, and that's fine. But also you can just whip up a little cheeky garbage one and use that. It doesn't have to be art. It can just be art. Accessible. You don't have to be a master, right? You just need something to draw on. Art is for everyone.
And now we return to the last threshold.
Let me tell you about staph infection. Everybody has a little bit of staph bacteria, but when it grows out of control, we get staph infections. And we have a lot of people who are vulnerable. A staph infection can be a death sentence. If they get into your eyes, go into your brain. If they get into your blood, go into your body as a whole and into your brain again. Okay, they're kind of a big deal. They're painful, and they're contagious.
Yeah, when I went to go get this looked at back in March, I made an appointment with a GP. She booked me with a dermatologist instead, which was not what I wanted. And so I showed her all these photos, I showed her everything. I told her I was feeling feverish, dizzy, nauseated. It was hard to even drive or anything. She said, "Here's some retinol, come back in 4 months." I think I would have died. I am worried that I might have a staph infection that is spreading, like, kind of rapidly. If there's not maybe a nurse or anything that could... Okay, gotcha. I don't have healthcare coverage. I have had a lot of trouble getting in to see any of the, like, Santa clinics. Kind of fallen through the cracks there. Okay, thank you. You too. Bye.
You are currently caller number 1.
As signs of infection resurface, access to medical care proves challenging.
Please stay on the line to maintain your priority. To continue in English, please press 9. Veuillez noter que la clinique a récemment déménagé et se situe désormais au 19e étage d'une 20 mètres.
Hi there, how are you? I've been better. Get abscess and stuff that is multiplying. I was wondering if there was anything available today. They didn't have any availability at my usual clinic. Yeah. Alright, thank you very much. Bye. For all you watching at home, that doesn't happen. A non-emergency appointment at a clinic the same day? That's hard. Just gotta win. So maybe my sinus spike infection won't take over my entire face this time.
Doctors usually diagnose staph infections in minutes or a few days with a lab test. For Tristan, it would take a month, and his journey was just beginning. Meanwhile, Lou fights an electrically dubious house to keep a dream alive, a humble dream of being able to bake their own bread. For over a year, they've dealt with exploding power lines, exposed electrics near water damage, and constantly flickering power. Now their oven shows signs of treachery.
Computers are not of God, okay? They do what they want to do, and it ain't what you want. Okay. The oven is broken. Because we are in a court case with the landlord, the chances of our oven getting maintained, 0.
Oh no. Call service, upper oven, over temp limit.
To me, it sounds like a computer issue, and I'll just have a little look at it. We'll see if it does it again today. I'll see if I can fix it. If I can't fix it, we just have to figure out a different way of cooking, and Az isn't going to be able to bake. Just I cannot wait to leave this place. Godspeed, right? I'm going to raise it to 450. Start. When we first moved in here, the exhaust fan was terrible. There's no suction. When I turn it on, that's how bad it is. There's no suction. Actually, air is being pushed out of it. So I asked, and a handyman arrived from the landlord. The handyman looked at it, and he said, it's old. It needs to be replaced. I just replaced mine because it's having similar issues. Great. Go back and tell the landlord that. Off the handyman goes, presumably tells the landlord that. No fix, no replacement, nothing. See, it's just read the temperature is 295 and now 300. It was at 350 a few seconds ago. So it's not reading the temperature correctly. I know that Az has thermometers. I'm not 100% sure how they work. If I break this on camera, everybody pretend you didn't see me do it. Just say, hey, how are you, by the way? What are you up to? Az is at the doctor at the moment. It's just me here. I should do crazy stuff right now. I'm gonna say, Americans eat a lot of cheese. I prefer crushed ice. The computer is displaying 450. We have no error message. I think I broke it. I warped it. Oh no. Okay, well, it's in 4K. Az, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. I'm foolish. I'm a little troll.
Yesterday I went to get my CT scan. I needed to get another full dental exam, and I needed to do a follow-up with the endodontist to check on this spike in my sinuses. I just want to say how incredibly grateful I am. I have been trying to get these tests for months. Altogether, this is almost $2,000 or so just for this diagnostic part, and I was finally able to do it because of you guys on GoFundMe. You have changed, maybe saved my life because of the way that these infections can go. It's been a huge weight, and it's been something that I've been dealing with behind the scenes of everything else that I've been doing. When you're trans, for one thing, you have to schedule more appointments with doctors in general for anything, not just trans healthcare, but anything. Because say I have a skin infection, they'll say, It's acne, it's your hormones. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome to Cooking with Lou. Don't look at my feet if they come up on camera. Okay, to make up for the fact that I broke as is the motor, and also because I love him and he's had a really hard day, he just texted me. I'm going to cook dinner. Okay, garlic butter chicken on rice. That's nice and simple. We have D&D today, so just something simple. We can like woof it. The oven that I was testing, I haven't run into any issues with it. If I spot an issue with it again, I'll film it and we'll get to the bottom of it, but I haven't found it yet. I used to cook a lot and I got really burned out. Oh man, it's a long story, but really very burned out. And so Az does a little cooking and enjoys it. But today I'm gonna do the cooking. Dinner's pretty much ready. Az is gonna be a little while, he's gotta go to the pharmacist and stuff, so she should be right. I'm gonna clean the kitchen a bit and eat something, just a little snack. Because I haven't had breakfast because I'm silly.
With the oven cooperating for now, and with the help of their fundraising rescuers, Tristan and Lou can keep themselves fed.
Here, my love, my beloved, my handsome. Farewell. Farewell. Oh, you're so cute.
When you're trapped in crisis, isolation becomes another horseman in the battle, and a remote D&D campaign becomes one of their precious few windows to the outside world.
Do you know, I was looking back, my first TikTok was a duet with Momo.
Aww.
I don't know if you've seen any of my daydream word vomit, the dream place that I wanted to do one day, but the branding was going to be a fantasy resort. You're welcome to steal it, seeing as how you've beaten me to it.
Only out of pure necessity. I was wanting to make it sound similar to Living History events, because Living History, except with fantasy stuff, is pretty much the closest thing that I can think of to what it is that we'd actually like to do. It's like you live in the world and you get to do workshops and stuff, and people teach you how to keep bees and weave baskets. You get to eat old-timey food.
I feel like that would fix all of my overstimulation issues.
Please, I'm begging you. You get to give me your chest wing. Yeah, you want to chest wing?
Yeah.
Who's that?
I'm really grateful for Lou because it's not easy. Lou's got spinal injuries, Lou's also got anxiety, but I am waiting in the car while Lou runs the errands like a child. For one, I don't know how contagious this might be. But for two, it doesn't exactly make you feel emboldened to participate in public life.
Mildly humiliating. Here we are.
I definitely feel like my body's fighting an infection that has hands. Lou's at a different point in his transition than I am, and worries a lot more about passing than I might. I remember being at that point in my transition as well. There's sort of a chrysalis stage when Lou has to go into a place by himself. At this stage, it's not easy. We have been isolated, but thank you for making this a little easier. People need community,
Storage.
Thank you.
Storage.
We've been filming so much. I ran out of space very quickly, and I haven't had a system in a bit, so now don't have to worry about losing all of my footage from the beginning of time or anything. I can... Thank you.
Yeah.
If I don't keep this gauze on it and keep basically draining my head, it becomes unbearably painful. It feels like I headbutted a cactus, or that I have a Phantom of the Opera mask that's an Iron Maiden, something like that. This is ruining my life a little bit. Not to be dramatic, but anyone who's ever dealt with anything like this will know that I'm not being dramatic, actually. It would be life-changing for me at this point if a doctor would take longer than 30 seconds on this issue with me.
5 doctor's appointments, 2 sinus scans, constant phone calls and emails with unhelpful professionals. After a month of medical roundabouts, Tristan's diagnostic journey finally gets a breakthrough from a chance encounter. A fellow patient overhears them and recommends a private clinic that finally performs the correct lab test, but not before the infection shows dangerous signs of spreading, and Tristan's doctors urge him to go to the emergency room.
That was garbage. We just got out of a bit of a goose chase.
I woke up this morning.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, and despite the doctors saying that they don't think this is anything that's going to spread, it spreads. It spreads a lot. And this morning it's swelling my eyelid, which is danger time. That's when everything says go to the emergency room. So I go to the emergency room, and they're like, why are you here, you stupid gay idiot? I brought pictures of my x-rays and my CT scans. I was like, there it is. This got infected, it caused this, it went away, and then it came back, and now it's swelling to my eyeball. And she was like, so you had this a year ago? No. Why are you showing me pictures of a dental x-ray when it's not related? Because it is related. We don't have any dermatologists. I don't need a dermatologist. I need someone who can do this culture test. You know, the emergency room's very crowded. I only waited 15 minutes to be seen today. I purposefully came at a time when they are usually not. Believe it or not, I don't want to go to the emergency room, and I don't want to burden it, and I
don't want to go to the emergency room and catch another infection in your emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be here.
I could not have seen a doctor at an emergency room, no matter the reason, without paying $1,200 to $1,500. When I asked, I just need this one test done and to be prescribed the antibiotics, isn't there somebody who can just do this test? The lady at the window, she didn't say, because you're not on healthcare. She said, no, because you're not Canadian. You know, slip of the tongue or whatever, but on top of everything we've been dealing with, that has stuck with me. I have family here. Canada has been a part of my life all my life. I thought that if there was anywhere in the world I could go and feel like it was possible to have a home, it would be Canada. So, you know, didn't love that experience.
And then we went to a private clinic. Eric was there.
He saved us.
Yeah, Eric was getting investigated for cool guy syndrome.
And he made sure that the doctor came out and saw us, but it ended up being the recommendation from Eric himself.
I called another lab, and I called this people, and they got us in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Cool guy Eric.
Cool guy Eric.
Everybody needs a cool guy Eric.
And you can't have a cool guy Eric if you never go outside because you're poor.
If you don't get out and have local friends, you fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
And you end up paying $2,000 at emergency for a $76 test, which we just got done.
Yeah.
That's the cheapest test that I've ever had outside of Australia. If you ever get a recommendation by a cool guy named Eric, probably listen.
Cherish the Erics in your life.
Cherish the Erics in your life. $76.
One step closer to curing the Phantom of the Opera syndrome. I'm gonna wait on those test results.
And do some science on your face.
Science. Thank you, everyone.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you for saving my life. Thank you personally. Good night.
Once the lab results come back, they must go through another round of phone calls and emails to actually get treatment. So now, it's time for a much-needed rest. A rest which is disturbed by a surprise house guest.
Lou's being very brave and grabbing our food from the front door because I'm plugged in. The raccoon's got the Kit Kat bag out of the closed trash can while the trash can remains closed. How are they doing that? Are raccoons wizards?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Oh, hey kiddo. You okay? You could stay in there if you. Are you like missing a toe? Here, we'll get you a little bread roll, or maybe some ham.
You're in garbage.
Yeah.
You're hitting needs.
Yeah. You're so cute. Here you go. You got a way out if you want. We can even close this.
Gonna sneak him a little chicken.
Oh, so hi.
He's just asleep.
You just. That's for you.
That's for you. Chicken. Go back to sleep. You went to bed. Go back to sleep. Good night.
He's so happy.
I know. Thanks for staying. The first guest of the Storybook Inn, everybody. What should we call him?
Toeless. Yeah, we don't have raccoons in Australia. We don't have rabies in Australia either. I had never seen a raccoon up until the other night in like the flesh. Now he's living in my bed. Sitting there like he's reclined in an easy boy.
I know. I know who that is.
We know that's Grumble.
I know. That's Grumble. Those little toes.
It's about to be our adopted teenager.
The way he looked at me. Like he ran away and then he went, actually. I remember you. I think I could talk you around.
Hello? Oh good, he got out. Hey, that's great. Nice.
Toeless, the teenage raccoon, may have moved on, but the landlord is going to make it much harder for Tristan and Lou to escape their unsanitary accommodations.
I got something going on and it might be contagious, so... Right now, I am submitting an application to have the landlord's hearing happen via video conference for between the 2nd and 8th time, depending on which requests they have actually counted. So what happened, we filled out an application, said our good reason. They immediately sent back a thing that said, it's kind of difficult for us to do video conferences at the same roster as physical hearings. So if you have a good reason, you can send in an application. As a response to our application. Dun 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 dun. When I'm changing the whole GoFundMe, I'm replacing it with a Throne account that is full of only LED candles so that I can just retire as the Phantom of the Opera. So now I'm sending in another request to have our hearing as a video conference. If you make me show up to this hearing in person, not only will it be harmful, but I might give you Phantom of the Opera syndrome. If this email bounces, then there's just no way to request a video conference because they clearly deny them automatically, and there's nowhere to follow up except to just apply again, where they deny it automatically. We were not able to show up to the first scheduled meeting because of this. So let's see how it goes. I want to thank you all again profusely because the difference that you have been making in our lives as we've been going through this has been life-changing. If we actually get awarded some of these damages, and with your help on GoFundMe, we might be able to just secure a place for the next 6 months to a year while we haul to get ourselves into this permanent place for our immigration deadline. Let's see if we can do it by then. Update, got an email back just a little bit ago. We can do the hearing via video conference, so that's great. Apparently it was that easy though. We could have made it to the first hearing if they had read our application, is what that also tells me. So this means that tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, we have a video conference for the landlord's hearing. So it's good that I already sent all that information, so I'm gonna upload all of the evidence beforehand that I have sent to the landlord right now. Nice. We did it. Finally. We have a video conference. We've uploaded all of the evidence files just in case something goes wrong with the function to upload them during the hearing. We are ready. It has been a busy morning for Elmo. I'm gonna go buy some big gauze.
However, in order to receive a judgment from the TAL, for better or worse, the tribunal would have to actually allow them to attend the hearing, and the landlord would have to show up.
Just checking in. We've been waiting for 1 hour past our hearing time, and they say that it starts later. Not too bad. I am hungry and tired though. Lou thinks 3 hours is a window they would expect you to wait.
Oh, they'll expect you to wait all day.
Okay, we're at the 2-hour mark now. Both Lou and I have retreated into drawing various concept arts.
Trying a weird little cat while you're doing your best not to get dead.
What else are you gonna do?
Check your email.
Okay. Yeah, nothing. Well, it has been 3 hours now. What do you think? I'm hungry.
3 good.
What? You said 3. What do you mean?
And, like, it doesn't have any, no lawyer listed there or anything for it?
Yeah.
Wow.
After 5 hours in the virtual waiting room, the hearing appears to be a bust. But there's no way to know for sure, and no word from anyone, and calls to the tribunal going unanswered. Tristan and Lou can only hope that the tribunal reschedules the hearing, and that they don't get an eviction notice in the mail before their own case is heard. Sometimes to win a battle, you just have to survive. Tristan and Lou must make it through a medical crisis, fight their way out of a dangerous house that's making them sicker, and keep their work alive to impress the immigration office, or they risk losing everything. Their safety, their dream of community in a Storybook Inn, and news from the immigration office collapses their timeline from months to weeks.
It was about time I got some justice.
It's taken a week to get nowhere trying to get antibiotics for Az.
I have just spent the past 2 or 3 days with on and off fevers, and I think that they ruled in his favor.
Yeah.
This program was made possible by generous contributions to your local capitalism rehabilitation center from patrons like you.